Okay, I'm back. This is Sandy with Left-Handed Crafts, and I am your left-handed person. You'll find I use my left hand a lot. I have chose my papers, and I have some measurements to do before I can do any cutting. So, I'm thinking I want at least 5 sections. So, I know that this is 1 5/16 wide, but you know what? I don't want to have to figure that. So, what I'm going to do is 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 to 5. I line them up on my spots from here to here. I line it up with my ruler. I chose 5 inches because I want to do 5 sections. And if I want them to be equal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, what that tells me is then I look here and it's 1, 2, 3, 3/8. 3/8 is my distance. So 3/8 of an inch. And then I want my pages to be smaller than my book cover, so I'm going to go by 5 by 7. So 5 and 7, and this is going to be 5 and 5. So the length of the paper that I have to cut is I'm using 10 and 3/8 inch paper by 7 inches. Those will be my pages. My covers are going to be, of course, are 7 and 1/8 by 5 and 1/4. So, goodness sakes, usually it's always right here. Oh, there it is. Okay. No. Sorry about that. I'm a little tired today. I spent most of the morning up with my daughter, most of the night, because she fell and hit her head, and we were kind of doing the concussion checks to make sure she was alert and thinking properly. And now Mom's not thinking properly, so we'll get there. Now, the 2 that I really liked for my cover, because I'm going to be decorating it, I wanted something like this. And I really think this would be good as the spine. So I already know that my spine is 1 5/16, but I want it to lay over a couple of places. So I'm going to make it 2 1/2. And we already know that it's 7 1/8 tall. 7 1/8 tall. So that's going to be right there on the back. And it's going to wrap around just a little bit. It's going to be very pretty. Then we're going to go 6, 7 1/8. What did we? 5 1/4. So I have 2 of those, one for the front and one for the back. So those are our covers. Are they pretty? So we'll set that over there with our spine and with our cardboard. Now, 7 inches. I want to see where this falls on 7 inches. 7 inches. That looks really good. That'll be the bottom. That'll be on the front inside page. He's so cute. I really want him there. So 7 inches. And this is where we want 10 3/8. So 10 1 2 3/8. Going to cut off a little of this design, but that won't be bad. Sometimes those things happen. So there's one page. I thought for the back page we could try this one. Again, 7 1/8 or 7 inches. Almost messed up there. 7 inches. And this time I want to make sure this is on there in full. And let's look. It does come within the 5 inches. So he'll be on the back page. So it'll be 10 3/8. 10 1 2 3/8. So there's my back page. This is a cut apart. I think that'll be cool for the front. I'm just going to cut it apart real quick. I'll line it up here. You can't see it on the video, but there's a little tiny wire there that I'm lining that up with. And then I cut. And it makes it perfect. So I line it up again. I don't know where these will be used, but they might be used, they might not be used. But I want to have them available. So I have 4 little cut parts. I'm gonna just set these over here. And then again we have, look at this nice speckle. 7 inches. 7 inches by 10 and 1, 2, 3/8. And 3/8. 3. 7. By 10 and 3/8. I'm new at this video making, so I never know if I'm talking to myself or if I'm talking to you, but let's just say I'm talking to you. Okay? But yeah, I talk to myself a lot. So that's 4. This is 5. 7. And 10 and 1, 2, 3, 8. So there's 5. I have a couple extra pulled out, but maybe we'll use them for something else. We put away my cutter, and now we get out my scoreboard, and my scoring tool is in here, or my stylus. And remember, 5 and then 3/8. So 5 inches. And then 1, that's a half, so 1 less is 3/8. 1 and 3/8. So now when we fold that, that's what makes our book. There's how our page will be. And 1 less than a half, 3/8. And that makes it so easy to fold. Okay. Five, and 1 less than a half, 3/8. 3. 5 again, and 1 less is 3/8. that's all we needed there for now. Now we're gonna do a quick dry fit. I take my 5 pages. That's only 4. Oh, here's 5. My 5 pages. I'm gonna line them all up like this. Did it come out to about 2 inches? Yep, a little less than 2 inches. So this should be perfect. So then we take our piece of cardboard. We put our pages in there. We give them a quick test. Yeah, they all fit. And quite nicely, I think. You know what I forgot to think about? These are not exactly the same size as my cover. So I need 2 more pieces that are this size. To cover. And then this will lay just inside of that. So it's just going to be just a sliver, but enough that I don't want people looking at my cardboard. So it's a 1/16 and a 1/16, and then I believe this here is basically 1/4 of an inch. And that's in case we have any flips and flaps. I don't want those sticking out. So let's get just 2 more pieces. Choose this holly. It's awfully pretty. Get my cutter again. And we need 7 1/8. 7 1/8. 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3/8. And one more at 5 3/8. 5, 1, 2, 3/8. See that again? 5 3/8. So this will be my inside cover. Now, so we have that figured out. So inside cover, inside cover, outside cover, outside cover. The inner pages, and the spine. So we have it all kind of dry fitted together. Now, if you remember in my book, I had some flips and some flaps. Well, that's when you take these pieces that you cut and let's see. These pieces are 5 inches by 12. So 5 by 12? Really? Well, let's see. 5 5 and 7 make 12, so yes, 5 inches by 12 inches. Now our standard picture is a 4 by 6. 4 by 6. If we add an eighth, 4 and 1/8 by 4 and 1/8, and then we add 4 and 1/4 by, oops, see my brain flips, and 6 and 1/4. So if we have the photo at 4 by 6, the 1/8 inch is the inner, so 4 and 1/4 by 6 and 1/4 is what I want my foot flap to be. But then I have to add another 1/2 inch for my hinge. So all that said and done, 6 and 1/4, so it's 6 3/4. So my flaps are 6 3/4 by 4 and 1/4. So if I bring out my cutter again, 6 3/4. Again, I have to extend that out. 6 3/4 is 7 minus 1/4, which is right at the edge. They did not find the proper spot to put the hinge. Now you can make these flaps any size you want. This is just the maximum size that I can make them so that they would fit large photos. I want maximum. Now these can be also flaps, but they are just a different size. So now I take out my handy dandy scoreboard and I score each one at 1/2 inch. Pick my biggest end so I don't crack my paper. 1, 2. You might also want to look and make sure there's no, see this one I'll have to put this way unless I want my sweater sideways. 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. So that's those 4. Then there are these ones that we also make them 1/2 inch. score tool back in a little handy dandy thing. This is a scoreboard by Martha Stewart. They do have them out on the market now, but there's Score Buddies and lots of different places. But I had never used a scoreboard until a couple of years ago, and now I love this thing. It's one of my favorite tools. So, now this one doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. But this one, how do I want it to be? Do I want my socks? I probably want it like that so that my snow globe isn't sideways, but it's up and down. So I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to remember to put it in to the top. Again, flaps don't matter. This one does. This one I want sideways. And this one doesn't matter. Now, let me check here, see if I made this okay. Alright, that's not going to work from that direction. So I'm going to have to put it in up and down. There's going to be a big picture on it anyways, so it's going to be hidden, most of it. So I don't think it's going to matter. Okay. So now we're going to be sticking together our pages. So we have everything cut now, except for our pictures and our mats, but we can do that after we've constructed this. So I'm going to stop the video here and start another one so that this is easy to upload. Thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that very much. If you want to know if I'm doing a new video, you need to hit the bell so that you can be notified when I put up a new video. But my schedule is to have a new video up every Thursday. So I'm going to say Thursday evening after work, you should be able to tune in to a new video. So, see you on the flip side.